Hello, back to your video. Today we're going to take a look at the triple legendary birds here. We're going to have the Galarian version of Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos in the Open Great League. This player was able to get them all. I don't know if you got one of them already. I am still at 0 of them. Like, I tried a lot, especially when they first came out. I was never able to catch them. I encountered at least like 10 of them. I was never able to catch them. So, yeah, it's very interesting to take a look at all of them together. This team is, of course, unbalanced as hell, as you're going to see as well against this Frosters. You're going to have a lot of issues with that Pokemon because you have a triple flying team here. All of those Pokemon have access to the moves Ancient Power, so maybe we see some boost. I wanted to say we see a boost in the first game. I didn't take a look at the games itself, but I went ahead and filtered out all, like most of the games at least, that are against people who don't have actual teams. There's still going to be some teams like this one here against you, which going to be a little bit spicier, but like there are not teams that are completely making no sense, like Mudslap Kangaskhan I saw before. So I went ahead and filtered out mainly those games that are against people who were not really that familiar with the Go Battle League. This was, I think, the spiciest game that I was still keeping in there if I don't like miss any of them. But yeah, I went over, tried to get mainly the meta Pokemon or the Pokemon that are going to destroy you here, like the Shadow Gardevoir in this battles here. As we're going to see, the Gardevoir going to take a lot of damage against all of your Pokemon basically. It's going to be a very impossible one to win here. As we're going to see the Drapier and going to shield up the move, and you can go for another charge move here. Going for the Ancient Power this time around. Going to try to get another shield, but this does not work out whatsoever. You're gonna go back into your... You're actually gonna go into your Moltres here, which has access to the move Wing Attack, which is of course a very strong fast move to have in this current meta, especially as Wing Attack going to generate energy pretty fast while still dealing damage. And I guess your play here is trying to farm them all the way down here, as you can go ahead and go for the Ancient Power bait, and this will hopefully allow you to go for another charge move afterwards with the payback and knock out the Gardevoir. Now it depends on what they have in the back. Are you able to win this game here? We will see a Flareon in the back. This is definitely something a little bit better here. Still spicy, but the Gardevoir can be, of course, insanely strong against this team, as you have no real resistance here and 2 Pokemon that are weak to Charm. Next opponent here, going to take a look at this one. We will see someone with the Obstagoon pose and a Medicham in the lead. Medicham going to be a decent one to deal with for you, as we see an Alolan Raichu coming in. This is going to be horrific because, again, we're going to have a triple weakness for the electric typing on this team, as you have 3 flying types that don't have a part ground or electric type here. Or grass. Grass also resists the electric typing, but you're going to be able to just knock them out because the opponent decides to just not shielding them. We see a Power Punch Medicham for whatever reason. You can go for another payback trying to knock them out. We're going to get the shield this time around. And you can go ahead and go into your Articuno. Articuno going to resist basically every charge move here, I think, because, yeah, okay, they're running Dynamic Punch as well. Because at least if you run Power Punch, I don't know if you always would want to run the Ice Punch as well at the same time, so... That's that. We will see the Sandslash going to go down here, which is good, and we see the opponent's Medicham came back in. You're going to go for the close combat, which most likely actually would knock out the opponent from this range, and you going to go and get to another one here, which will knock them out, as the fighting type going to give the close combat stab. Close combat is a very strong charge move when you see the knockout here against the Medicham. Next opponent coming in here, we're going to see Zapdos against Medicham again, like some more meta teams now coming up. Finally, we will see that you will be able to go ahead and go into your safe swap of the Galarian Moltres this time around. Ice Punch going to get shielded, and you will get at least some super effective damage from your fast moves. Going to go ahead, go for the shield bait here. Let's see if you're going to get the shield. You're going to get the shield here, and you can shield up again, trying to get the final one here as well, as the opponent most likely just going to commit for this one as well, trying to go for another shield here as well, and then go for the Ice Punch. But no, they're going to let this move go through, allowing you to still get to another Ancient Power. Now they decide if they want to realign or not. They don't want to realign, and you get the boost again as a Noctowl comes in here. You can go for another Ancient Power, trying to get them low with that boosted one here. They're going to have to shield this move up, and they can farm you all the way down. I think this is a game over. Noctowl has access to the move Shadow Ball, which will destroy your Articuno, as well as the move Sky Attack, which will destroy your Zapdos here. So I think this is a game over. Yeah, that's definitely a game over against this one here. Noctowl, definitely not the Pokemon that you want to face, especially with a Pelip on the back. There's not a lot that you can do here at this point of time. Good game there. Next opponent, let's take a look at this one. We will see here the next opponent coming in, Detective Pikachu outfit, as we see the good lead here for you, Berserker, going to be a Pokemon that you can counter down, as we see a Jellicent coming in. Newly buffed Jellicent here with the move Bubble, and now most likely Surf, which you're going to let go through here. Oh, it's actually Ice Beam. Oh god, okay, maybe they didn't have the buffed move on there, to just use Jellicent just for fun here. But Ice Beam going to hurt you way more than expected, and you have to go for another Ancient Power because you don't even get to the next charge move here. Going to let this move go through here, and you have to go into your Articuno, I guess. Yes, exactly, Articuno coming in. And you have to shield up all the moves. Maybe they're still run Bubble Beam. No, they run double Nuke here, Shadow Ball plus Ice Beam against you. As you go ahead and go straight for the Brave Bird here. Trying to either force the shield or knock them out. You're gonna force the shield here, as you can now shield this move up as well if you want to, but you can also let this go, and you're gonna let this go. Trying to sweep endgame here with the Galarian Zapdos. Does this work out for you? Like, you already know that one Pokemon was weak to it, you can farm them down, and you're gonna get the boost. It's going to be amazing. Let's take a look at this one. Can Galarian Zapdos just knock them all out? It's resisted against a Toxicroak. Does this still knock them out? It's stab, it's a close combat, it's a high attack Pokemon, and it's going to be a good game here, as you will be able to shield on the move from the Berserker, and this is going to be a very good one there, as the close combat coming in, and the Galarian Zapdos is just sweeping them all here. Good game. Next opponent, let's take a look at this one here. We will see the next opponent coming in. Again, a rank 1 still early game. It's like I got those battles sent on the first day of the season. I cannot really do anything about this. They cannot really do anything about this. It's just how the first week is usually going. But if you have also some cool battles, is it Spice or is it a very good meta team that help you climb a lot? Let me know in the comment section as well, but also let me get some gameplay for that. There's always a link in the description to send me some gameplay if you have some good one there. As we see the Ancient Power here, gonna get shielded as well, as this loaded Ninetales just completely wrecking your team here. Holy hell, this Ninetales is just up for a fight, and they're gonna go for another charge move. I think your only players here now to farm them down and hope that there's something weak in the back. Let's see, you're gonna go for the full farm now, of course. Let's see what they have in the back. It's going to be a Registeel. You can go for one Payback here, but you overfarm a little bit too much. Payback takes a lot of energy away as well from you. And you have to go, yeah, if you didn't overfarm that much here, I think you will still be able to knock them out, but I don't think you would have still be able to win this game here. So, Shadow Registeel plus Shadow Ninetales, holy hell. Next opponent coming up, let's see. We will see the next opponent here with Zapdos and Trevenant. You can swap out, like, I don't know, you're kinda stuck here. You're gonna go into your best answer immediately with a Moltres as you bait out the Medicham, which actually is not a fully powered up Medicham here. So also more like an earlier trainer, I guess, that's starting to commit to PvP. Something that I also, if you like are new to PvP, can recommend you. Try to commit to it. Like, try to really use your resources to get into it, because if you don't do this, you're going to see not a lot of results. Like, when I start PvP, I always used like single move Pokemon because I was like, it's mostly not really worth it. But as soon as I started double moving them, as soon as I started to powering up, and as soon as I started trying to look for the actual good IVs, which is for PvP, usually low attack plus very good defense and HP, I start to win way more battles. Like, it's definitely something that you should try to do. Here, you're actually going to let this move go through. Did you count it correctly? Yeah, you count correctly. It's a power punch. It's going to be a tough one to win. I don't think you can win this here. But yeah, like, if you start with PvP, try to commit to it if you really want to get better at it. Try to hit Legend or whatever. You really need to commit the starters to have the coverage on Pokemon to win some more games, as that's the most important thing, actually. Like, a lot of people just don't commit to it, don't really take the resources that are available, and just play something randomly and then wonder why they lose. Like, if you actually understand how PvP works, it's a really fun game mode, but you kind of maybe take a while for that, because Niantic doesn't really showcase it too well in the game. So here we see a matchup against the Deoxys. I actually wonder why you're staying in here. I would have swapped into my Articuno. Articuno is not way better against it, but Articuno will be able to take the Psycho Boost still. You're going to have neutral damage, or like a double resist, actually double resist damage from the counter, as well as you're going to be able to hit them still with Brave Bird, which would have been the better play. So now you 2 shields down, which I don't think was the way to go here, as the opponent can go for one Rock Slide, which will not knock you out, but you can still get at least to one Payback to hopefully get the shield from the opponent here, as you kind of need to get some shields down soon. You will be able to get some shields down here, but again, I would have swapped out against the Deoxys immediately into your Articuno, as this would have helped you a little bit with the damage output that you had possible there, because here Ancient Power being the best move is not really the one that you want to throw here. We see the opponent coming into a Deoxys, so Wolf most likely stored that move as well, but you want to go ahead and I guess get to the Ancient Power here. They're still going to get to one Thunderbolt most likely, which going to actually Psycho Boost. No, that's going to be nice for you. You're going to see the Noctowl. You have to go for 2 Ancient Powers, most likely, or 1 Brave Bird here on the CMP tile. I would have went for 2 Ancient Powers because you see here 1 Brave Bird does not do enough damage. And Ancient Power most likely also wouldn't have done enough damage, but if you get the boost, you definitely had a chance to either survive there or knock them out. So 2 Ancient Power would have been the way to go here as well. Some plays that at least I would have done a little bit differently. We see Gliscor, horrible one for you again. You're going to go into the Moltres, which is your best answer for this Pokemon, as you're going to be able to resist the Night Slash as well here, which is going to be nice. You can go ahead and go for some charge moves, but we see the Golor coming in, which does not make any sense at all, as this Pokemon is using Mud Slap here, and you will be able to take any charge move that's coming here for you, because it's only a Shadow Punch was way too fast for a Dynamic Punch, which is the strongest charge move that would have to hit you here, but Payback going to knock them out. You have a shield advantage, and we see a Haunter coming in. Payback coming in here as well against for the opponent, and this Payback going to get shielded up. You can go ahead and go into your Galarian Zapdos here, as this going to do some decent damage, most likely with the Ancient Power, but they still have to shield the Shadow Punches. You're going to shield not another time. It's going to be another Shadow Punch. Okay, that's good for you, as the Ancient Power most likely going to knock them out here. The opponent's very squishy, so yeah, it does knock them out, even though it's not really the best move. And we see now the Gliscor against your Articuno. You're going to you're going to shield the first one. You're going to try to go for the Brave Bird in time, and you get there in time. This will knock out the opponent. This is the cool thing about Articuno. I really wish I had a good one as well. Like for Master League, would have been funny to use, but in general, having one is cool, because Psycho Cut is such a cool fast move, together with the Brave Bird. I actually don't know if there's any other Pokemon currently available that learns Psycho Cut plus Brave Bird, but here we see the opponent having a Medicham. You try to catch the move here, most likely the Psychic or something, but it's going to be a Power Punch that you actually catch. And we see the Spark Lantern coming in. I have no idea how you want to beat a Spark Lantern with this team, but we will find out shortly, hopefully. As we're going to see a CMP tie here, which is, I think, only a Surf. It's a Thunderbolt, actually, already, which allows you now to at least overfarm a little bit here. Perfect play at throwing on the Surf here, allowing you to either get the shield back, or you're going to be able to, yeah, just knock them out. You're going to shield up as well. Now you can farm them all the way, which is amazing for you, as this will allow you to get more energy, and you have to swap out immediately here into your Articuno, which will be able to take a move a little bit better here. Power Punch, double resisted, doesn't really help the opponent, and we see a Noctowl coming in. I guess now throwing the Ancient Power should be pretty decent for you. Let's see if you get the boost. You don't get the boost yet. You're going to two-shot them. So actually, yeah, even in the game before where I said Ancient Power would have been the play, like it would have definitely been the play, because I would have been able to just two-shot the opponent. Here we will see the Ancient Power coming through as well. Gonna get not the knockout, sadly, because they used their shield, and now you're gonna go down here. Shadow Ball is coming through. You have to try to farm down, but like this doesn't work. So it's most likely going to be another loss here, sadly, while this charge move coming through. If it actually boosted you, you would have been able to most likely win this game, as the close comment would have done more damage now. Yeah, definitely. If you got the boost there, you would have been able to win this game, which is kind of sad. Would have liked to see the boost there. Into the final game here, I think it's going to be Zapdos against a Jumpluff. Horrible lead for you again. You're going to swap out into your Moltres, as we see a Galarian Stunfisk coming in against you. Payback going to do some decent damage against this Pokemon. We already know that you survive one Rock Slide here, which is only single super effective, not double super effective like on other Moltres. But this will still going to take you out here, because there's not a lot that you can do about this. You will be able to farm down though with your Galarian Zapdos, and you can get to an Ancient Power against the opponent's Jumpluff, which will come in back afterwards. You're going to be able to get to another charge move here now, and this Jumpluff going to not like this Ancient Power. Ancient Power going to not get damage onto you, because they're going to let this move, like they're going to shield this move up, and we see a Swampert coming in. You can let one move go through here. Going to be the Hydro Cannon. You can still survive this one, and you can go for the Brave Bird here to just straight up knock them out. Let's see, you're going to be able to knock them out straight away, and you can go for one more Brave Bird here as well. Is this actually going to connect here? Let's take a look at this. It does not. So now it's all down to the Zapdos against the Jumpluff. You have 2 shields advantage. The Jumpluff has a ton of energy, generates energy fast, as well as having the type advantage here. Let's see, we can go for the Ancient Power here. Do you get the boost? Maybe this would help out a little bit, but you do not get the boost. Can you outspeed beat them, you're actually going to let this move go through. It's going to be the energy ball. Great call by this player here. And this next ancient power going to knock them out. If they didn't call the move there, you would have lost for sure. So it's a great call to call the ancient power, and you're even gonna go for the flex or the close combat. So thanks for sitting in those battles. Hope you enjoyed them, and I see you next video. Bye.